Hello. Welcome. I am here just chilling. Welcome everybody. Hold on, peoples. Janelle, hi, how are you doing? Marsha. Marsha, why do you have Janelle Shannon as your name then? All this time? So you've been lying to me this whole time. That's what you've been doing. I see. So Marsha is the persona that you put on when you're online? Is it? Not new. Wagwan, welcome. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But Marsha Brady actually sounds like, an actual name. Like John Brown. Yeah. So if you're picking like an alter ego name, then at least make it sound kind of made up. I'm just saying. Oh, my abs hurt. I did a lot of abs workout today, and my abs are sore. Marsha, what time is it in Guyana right now? The Brady Bunch. That's a old show. Marsha Brady is who? The wife? Was it the wife? Marsha doesn't live in Guyana. Marsha Brady was the daughter. Okay. Cool. So what did you do today? Hey. Hello. Welcome. Nastasia Moses. Hello. Welcome. 10 a.m. It's not 10 a.m. It's probably 10 p.m. Probably 10 p.m. I'm super tired. Super tired and burnt out. Because I'm just coming from like kickboxing training. And my body just shutting down. But I said I would, you know, come on live on YouTube and try it out. And yeah. Yeah. I'll only stay on live until like 10. So I'm going to go sleep early. 10 a.m. 10 a.m.? Where are you from, Gregory? That's 13 hours. What's the topic for this live? I mean, we can talk about relationships, dating, politics, anything really. Anything. Come chat man and woman mix up then, since you no love mix up. All I no love mix up, so come chat mix up. Born in New York, parents from Jamaica. St. Kitts, nice. Right in the Caribbean. What's the topic? Anybody? Anybody can choose. Can ask any question. Just throw out the questions and we'll discuss them. Anybody? Any suggestions? Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind. Yeah, I'm back in Jamaica at the moment. Man for man, woman. Who should financially support who in the relationship? Let's go. Let's go. Dating outside your race. That's a tricky one too. Alright, let's start with the who for mind who. The man mind the woman. That's usually the natural one. Because for the most part, the men are the providers. And women usually choose men who earn more than they do. So, yeah, that's usually the case. But the outlier cases are like when the woman earns more and the man is not as well off. So you'd find those women more willing to, take care of the man, but not long term. I find that most women are not willing to take care of a man long term. Unless they have like a sugar mama complex. What do you all think? What do you all think? Dating outside your race, that's okay. It's not that complicated in a world that we live in nowadays. Cause the only thing you have to deal with, like with dating outside of your race, is the clash of culture, language, and certain customs that each race has. Is a man worthless if the woman I don't understand. Is a man worthless if the woman me W him? I don't understand that question. I don't like the 50-50 idea. Personally, because like every time I take a woman on a date, I am the one that always pays, and I don't have any problem with that. I really don't. Because it feels weird as a man to have a woman pay half the bill when I'm taking her on a date. That it just feels wrong. I don't do 50-50, I do 100-100. Chinese men are top tier. Not all Chinese men. Some are pretty trash. Some are pretty trash. Is a man worthless for a woman mind him? Yeah. I would say yes, Natasha. Yeah. Because as a man, you're supposed to be the provider. At least in my eyes. You're supposed to be. You're supposed to take care of your woman financially. And if you, I don't know, if you want to be a sugar baby as a man, props to you for doing it. But I don't believe in that stuff. Not at all. Not at all. The thing is, I like more traditional gender roles. So like me paying for a date is really not that big of a deal. Because I'm used to it anyways. Me giving a woman money, that's just part of it. You know, taking care of the woman financially feels like my job. And I don't complain about it. It's not a big deal. The only problem I have is if it comes with entitlement. Like if she feels she's entitled to any money from me, then we have a problem. Then it's a big no-no. It's a big turn-off. Right? So like, when we go out, I'm always expected to pay, which is fine. But if she feel like she entitled to me, you know, providing for her in that sense, like, no, I don't like it. I don't like the attitude behind it. That's really what it is. She should not be asking for the cheesecake, Marsha. She should not. There are more subtle ways to communicate that I would appreciate in that cheesecake scenario, as I've explained a million times. I don't believe anybody can be entitled for money. There are women out here that would do it. That's the thing. Like nowadays, the dating market is so fucked up. It really is. Like there are women that will just date you for your money and date you because they can get a free meal or just get things out of you. And then they put a attitude behind it where it's like, oh, you're a man, you're supposed to give me what you want. Like, no, I mean, no, not with that attitude. No. You can get the whole cheesecake if you want. Just wait for your birthday and then you'll get the cheesecake. Your birthday will be the cheesecake, okay? You just have to be patient and wait for it. That's all it is. Gregory said, no. No, no, no. Yeah, I think it's fair. I think waiting on your birthday to get a whole cheesecake is okay. But like, if you feel for it, then I don't know. Figure out a softer way to ask. I guess I don't like the direct. Can you buy me a cheesecake? I don't like that. I don't like it. Because in my brain, I will automatically go, yes, I can. But when you ask me, do I want to? And the answer is usually no. Yeah, it sounds wrong, but here's the thing. Nowadays, like, women have developed a culture in dating in Jamaica and the Caribbean especially, where it's like normalized to beg a man for stuff, beg or ask a man for stuff. And in other cultures, let's say further east, because that's my only point of reference that I have. Further east, women over there would never ask or beg a man to buy them anything, right? Nowadays, maybe there's more and more women from the east adapting to like the modern dating standards of the west, where they're more comfortable with asking for things, I guess. But it's, I don't know, it's more rare from women in the east, to me personally, than how it is in Jamaica or, in the west, where it's more commonplace for women to ask men for things while they're dating. Which is fair. Which is fair. If I buy dinner and you buy cheesecake, that's fine. But once you order that cheesecake, I'm paying for it anyways. Like, if we go to dinner, that's a different scenario than what I explained in the cheesecake video, right? So if we go to dinner and you order cheesecake, that's fine. I cover the whole bill. That's not a problem. It's the principles behind it, as I explained. So would you refuse if your woman paid for a date sometime? I do refuse. I refuse all the damn time. All the time. Like, it's kind of insulting to me, personally, if I take a woman out, right, and we're dating, and she tries to pay. To me, personally, that's kind of insulting. Like, that's not the type of man that I am, where I will allow you to pay. I don't, personally, I don't really like gifts. It's like the least important love language to me, personally. Least important. So if it's something that I need, like really need, and can't get, like in Jamaica, where I have to travel abroad or, whatever, and she buys it for me, sure, I'll appreciate it. But I still feel a way accepting gifts. I don't know. I'm not very big on gifts. Yeah, so some men are like that. Some men are like that, Maya. Where, yeah, if you go out with your man and you buy your own stuff, he feels a bit insulted. But then it also comes down to like the dynamic of the relationship that you have with your man, right? Everything is situational in a sense, where it's like, okay, if this works with you and your man, then, stick to that dynamic. If not, then change it so you have less arguments and less conflict. So, yeah, everyone's relationship is different and they should proceed accordingly. Hi, Angel. Yeah, buy cheesecake, look on TV in background, come straight from China. I does it matter if you take you to a fancy restaurant or a location setting like KFC? It doesn't matter. Food is food. Like if you're having a special anniversary or whatever, then sure, it should be a little bit more extravagant, I guess. But like depends on how the finances are in that time, you know, because some women are just fine with KFC. They're fine with, you know, going to KFC, buying like an apple pie or a Hershey's pie or whatever, and then getting chicken. That's a good date to them, as long as you're having lots of good communication, lots of laughs. That's a fine date. They're okay with that. Well, some women, they want to go to the fancy restaurants to kind of like, you know, show off on social media, which I don't appreciate. It's like, yo, did you want to come to this restaurant to enjoy food with me, or did you just want to, you know, take pictures inside the restaurant of your food and yourself and like just flex on social media? Like, what is the objective here? You know, when it comes to like picking a venue for a date, what is the objective? Yeah, Greg, you sound like a simple man like me. Like food is food. Food is food. It don't matter. As long as it tastes good and can full belly, make good. And the KFC going to Instagram too. Because KFC is so expensive nowadays. Oh my gosh. Comparing like prices from like abroad to Jamaican KFC. Oh, Jamaican KFC scamming us. Them overpricing everything. Yeah, I love me some sushi. I love sushi. It's so damn expensive in Jamaica. Sex on the first date. It depends. Depends. Depends on what you're dating for, really. Like, what's the objective in dating for different people? Like, if you're dating to, like, you know, have a good time or whatever, nothing serious, then sex on the first date is kind of the objective, anyways. But, like, if you're dating to marry and all of that, like, for a long term relationship, having sex on the first date seems tacky and kind of not good. Yeah, chicken get priced too high. Hot pot is good. Hot pot is good, except personally, I don't like it because I'm not going to pay to go to a restaurant to then cook my own food. I hate that. I hate paying and cooking my own food. I hate that shit. G Martinez. Hello, hello from Trinidad. Hi, big up Trinidad, big up. First date is coffee or boba tea. Well, yeah, that's decent. Or ice cream. Ice cream, boba tea, a cafe, walk in the park, walk on the beach. That's usually a decent good date. Somewhere you can talk quietly, where it's not too expensive or anything. So yeah, I'm down for coffee dates and boba tea dates and ice cream dates. That's usually a good first date where you get to gauge the person. If your girlfriend makes more than you financially, would you ask her for the cheesecake? Hell no. Hell no. I would die before I ask my girlfriend to buy me anything. Die. I don't care. Take her to hot pot so you know she can cook. On the first date? Wow. I mean, that question is usually asked before we even go on the date. That's the thing. Like, I love my belly, and one of the first questions I'll ask a woman if I'm interested in dating them is, can you cook? Because if she can't, then she don't qualify to go on a date with me. That's really it. I'm not wasting my time. Yeah, ice cream, coffee, anything inexpensive is usually good for a first date. But if you want to go all out and go dinner, then that's fine too. As long as you can afford it. Don't try stretch your pocket to where it can't reach, you know? She could lie. That is true. She could lie. But then you'll find out eventually. You'll find out eventually, you know? Like maybe on like the third or fourth date, she invite you over to watch a movie at her house. Maybe she cook a dinner for you and you taste the food. If food don't taste too right, then you're like, maybe she is lying. Maybe she was lying about the cooking. You know, you will know after a while. What is your definition of a woman? An adult female. What do you mean? I don't understand. What? Is a woman's high body count a sign of promiscuity? Of course. What do you mean? Yes. What are these questions? Is that a turn off or a sense of attraction? It's a turn off. It's a turn off. For me personally, yeah, turn off. No, 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 no. And it depends on the age too. Like the age matters in terms of like, yo, if she's like 20 and her body count is like double digits, huge turn off. Huge turn off for me. Like, more power to you if you want to keep, you know, racking up your body counts and all of that. Your life, your body, your choice. That's fine with me. Just know that my choice ain't gonna be you. That's all I'm saying. If buying the cheesecake is an issue, would you prefer a woman who can bake? I don't mind a woman who can bake, and buying the cheesecake is not the issue. Is how they ask for the cheesecake and the principles behind it. Because if I take you out in that situation that I was explaining when I read it in the post, if I am running an errand and you follow me, then my mind is focused on running that errand and getting things done. Then after, we can go to dinner and you can order the cheesecake at the restaurant. You know, no problems there. Share burn the water. What the hell? Also, baking skills is a big plus. Baking skills is a big plus. I do like me some cheesecake from time to time. So if she can bake the cheesecake, more points. More points for her. But then if her baking skills are like too good, I know she's gonna make me fat. I know she's gonna make me fat if her baking skills are too good. Like once in a while, sure, bake. Go ahead, have fun. I'll eat the cake, but if she bakes too well, it's a bad thing for me as well because me craving, me craving. So if they make cake, me I go eat cake, and if me eat too much cake, me I go get fat. So yeah, no, can't do that long term. What is a high body count number? It depends. Like I said, it depends. So basically, how I judge that is based on like years. So, like for example, if you've only had one or two as a body count at the age of 20, and that's normal nowadays. But if you're 20 years old and you have like 5 or 6, I'm gonna judge you. I am gonna judge you. And if you have double digits by the age of 20, that's high. That is high. What are your views on Andrew Tate? I think he means good. He could learn to say things more nicely, I guess. But what he is saying is normally good. It's just how he says it is not that good. And is very direct and rough and don't give a shit kind of way he says it. That's what really turns mostly women away from like his videos and stuff, is how he says things, not really what he says so much. Hello, Raquel, welcome. Good to see you here. No, don't make you. That's the problem. If I get a woman that bakes really well, she is going to make me fat. So yeah, I have to do some extra cardio or something. Listen, Marsha, you don't know these women nowadays. Trust me, they would be 20 and have like double digit body counts already. Double digits. It's crazy. It's crazy out there, okay? You have no clue what's going on, Marsha. You have no clue. If women avoid men with high body count, there would be no relationships. Well, not exactly. Because here's the thing. Double standard? No, not really. Like if you know a guy has a high body count, he's a man whore. He's a man whore. Like straight up. There's no double standard. He is a man whore. So if he's 20, like I said, in the same example, if he's 20 and he has like a double digit body count, that's pretty high. And you know you're dealing with a man whore. So when you're dealing with a man whore, left him. Go away, far away from the man whore. Because the man whore only wants one thing from you. So don't deal with them. Don't. Problem is, a lot of women don't really care. They would know that 20-year-old dude who they find attractive, who is a man whore, and still go deal with him. What's the easiest way to get a girl a yard these days? Jesus Christ. Oh, no, not. Find out if she like you first. If she like you, then yeah, you're in. Invite her over to watch a movie or something. I don't know. That usually works if she likes you. Invite her over to watch a movie. Tell us your first breakup story. No, that's a long story. I'm not I'm not talking about that. She left the country. That's the summary of it. She left the country and migrated to Canada. No, it's not okay for men to be sexually liberated. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said if he's a man whore, don't deal with the man whore. That's what I said. Because if you can't keep a relationship, right? That's an indicator of a high body count. You're unable to keep one relationship. And if you're unable to keep one relationship, then you're not dating for long-term gain. You're not dating to find a lifelong partner. You're not dating for marriage. You're just dating to fuck around, really. And no, that would be dealing with a man whore. So yeah. I'm not getting fat. What you saying? I gained weight since I came back because I lost weight when I left. So I'm just getting back. But yeah, I'm not getting fat. I promise. My abs maybe not showing as much because I've been eating a lot of cookies recently. But the muscle is still under there. Still under there. Excuse me. No, she's not baking up a storm. What are you saying? There's no baking in the house at the moment. Yep, but like, yeah, depreciation. Kind of. Kind of. Yeah, I guess you can look at it that way. But the way I look at body count is more like, imagine somebody applying for a job and they've shown that they cannot stay at a job. Right? So for example, somebody comes to me for employment and let's say they're 20 years old, same example that we've been using. They've been 20 years old and you see that they have one job. Okay, cool. They left that job and they're now seeking employment at my business. I can look at that and say, all right, cool. This person has had one job. All right, that's fine. That's not a lot of experience. But then I'd ask them, when did you have this job? And if they said, 18 to 20, I'd be like, all right, cool. You stayed at that job for 2 years. It shows some level of commitment, unlike some other people, right? Where if they were coming to me for like, the same reason, and they told me, oh, they've had like 10 jobs between the age of 18 and 20, it just look away. I wouldn't hire that person. I'd hire person A over person B in that situation. That's how I look at it. There are some double standards when it comes to like body count. Some people think that men with high body counts are okay compared to like women with high body counts is not okay. Personally, I think from your body count high, you're either a whore or a man whore. That's that's what I think. Chubby cheeks? What do you mean? They're not that chubby. Leave me alone, Marsha. They're not that chubby. I've just been eating a lot of Oreos recently, okay? It soon go down. It soon go down. When the Oreo's done, it go down. Yeah, but you get what I mean. Raquel, what I'm saying is like the whole experience thing compared to like the commitment part. I'm talking more of the commitment part than, work experience. You get what I mean? Sure. The body count topic is more complex than this because it's a fair, because it is fair to judge someone's character based on their sex life. Uh, to me, yes. Yes, it does. Yeah, sure. We can accept that it can be caused by numerous reasons. For example, their bad choices. For example, if I were to choose bad partners over and over and over, right, then that's a reflection of my character. I'm unable to make good choices to keep a long term partner. So then that increases my body count because I sleep with all of them while I'm in that relationship. So it's still a reflection of their character in some sense. Well, in that sense, yes. And like for example, like I mentioned, age has a lot to do with it as well, right? If a woman is what, 25, 25, has like five or less body count, I don't find that, you know, high. I think that's reasonable. It shows some level of commitment. If she has like, I don't know, 20 at the age of 25, then definitely no. It's, I don't care what kind of personality or character you have from there. Nope. I'm good. Don't miss out. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I promise. I won't be missing out. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine if I miss out for not dating a girl with a high body count. I'm fine with that. I will suffer those consequences all on my own. I'm fine. Go on with chubby stuff. I'm not chubby. Stop calling me chubby. Thank you, Gregory. Thank you. See, I'm not chubby. Wanna leave me alone. Ciao. Yeah, people make mistakes. I can accept that. But then here's the thing. Even though, for me personally, I would not accept a woman with a high body count, they should understand that that's how I view it, right? It's not that I'm saying, everybody shouldn't accept this woman or whatever, whatever. Different folks like different things. What I find attractive, another guy might not find attractive. So everyone has their preferences, and that's just mine. I'm not damning them though, so yeah. Their life. They can live however they want. Just don't expect me to accept them as my partner, you know? Yeah, they can change. We get that. We get that. But I'm still not gonna accept them. It's just, no. Who has a more attractive personality? Country, ghetto, or uptown girls? I don't know. Is there distinctions though? Like, I don't think where they come from has a lot to do with it. Yeah, there are some stereotypical personality traits that come with each of those. The country, the ghetto, and the uptown girls. But like, two country girl can behave differently and have different personalities. So like, I don't know. I don't know how to answer this one. I don't think it's a fair question because I can't choose between those because I know ghetto girls who have a nice personality, country girls who have a nice personality, and I know ghetto girls with like a horrible personality and country girls with like horrible personality. Same for the uptown. Like there's horrible and good in all those three categories. So, but in terms of like, which one would I rather date? Just based on like where they're from? Maybe the country girl. Maybe the country girl. Why? Because your country lifestyle is a lot more simple and easygoing. And one day, maybe, I would like to retire somewhere in like a log cabin up in the mountains near a river, have my own farm and that kind of stuff. So the country girl would fit into that lifestyle, if you get what I mean. So yeah, there's that. Thank you, Tellen. Thank you. Yeah. Hello. Good night. Good night, Patosia. Good night. How are we doing? Yeah. I'll be off soon because I'm tired. I'm burnt out. Any advice in doing business in Jamaica? Business is very hard right now. Don't ask me for the advice. I'm struggling. So I'm not the best person to ask right now. Trust me. Business is super hard. Super, super hard nowadays. The economy is not as good as it used to be. That's really the main problem. And that's not just Jamaica alone. Like globally, things have just been going downhill for most people, I guess. So yeah. Yes, I'm Chinese Jamaican. Country girls love the chop of them. It's true. It's true. Especially the Mobe. And the Mobe girls and the chopper man them. Yep, I see that. I definitely see that. BMW or Audi. I like the Audi design more. I like the Audi design a whole lot more than the BMW. Big up to the country girl. Ah. Bro, what the fuck? Go get some Pepto-Bismol or something. Get some Pepto-Bismol. Or whatever you need to take for that. Just make sure you stay hydrated because, yeah, you have to put back the water that you let out. So stay hydrated. Oh Jesus. Mobe is not country. Technically it isn't. That's true. But to me, everywhere outside of Spanish Town and Kingston is country. It's an unfair and biased opinion. I accept. From I have to go on the toll to get to anywhere, that is country. To me. I'm sorry. I am sorry. If I have to go on the toll is country. I'm sorry. Will your community ever move beyond the usual role in Jamaican society? Because we need some diversity in politics, especially. That's good to hear, Potosia. Um, Regarding that, I think there's some Chinese Jamaican politics out there. What's his name? Delroy Chuck. And the Minister of Security as well is Jamaican Chinese. But yeah, they're in politics. I don't think it's a very popular thing for like Jamaican Chinese to do because they're mostly focused on business, I guess. I don't know. It's not their thing. Personally, I like politics in terms of like I like understanding it. I wouldn't like doing it. I don't, because it's a very dirty and miserable game to be playing in terms of like running a country. Because you can't get everybody to agree with it. That's the first difficulty that you have to accept. You won't get a lot of people to agree with you. And to push certain policies through and to make certain laws, you need majority to agree with you. And not everybody going to see the way you see how to solve a problem. Spain is not country. Simplicity, sometimes less is best. That is true. That is true. Oh. Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the ones that grow up here would be interested more than the ones who come to Jamaica as immigrants. Like, the ones who are born here would probably be more interested in that, to be honest. But immigrants, no chance. No chance. Alright. No. I came here when I was 3 years old. So I learned Chinese first because that's my first language. Even though I don't speak it very, very well, because yeah, I only learned it from like 1 year old to 3 years old. I didn't go to school in China or anything. And then my first schooling experience was in Jamaica. So yeah, I learned English, Chinese, then English, then Patois. Because you pick up Patois outside of school, even like on the playground, you pick up Patois. How do you view the effectiveness of the Jamaican education system on our wider society, especially as it relates to overall growth and development of our citizens. It's not up to par. It's not up to par. I literally just shared article today by what's it nationwide, which reported of a school. The seventh graders are reading at a fourth grade level or lower. That alone is a big telling sign of how well our schooling system is doing. That is unacceptable. It's horrible. That's 3 years or more behind in reading. You have friends that learn patois first. Yeah, some Japanese people actually learn patois first because it's more similar to their language compared to like English. But yeah, the reading thing, it need to fix. It need to fix. And one of the biggest problems is it's a chain of problems really. It's a chain of problems to fix everything. The first thing is I think people are too young. People are having children too young, I should say. People are having children too young. The age of consent is too low. Putting it at 16 and keeping it there is not good for the country. Because how you can be just learning algebra and having sex? That don't make sense. If you can't solve for x and y properly as yet, you should not be having sex. Because when you have sex, you have a risk of pregnancy. And when you have children at a young age, you can barely take care of yourself, much less a child. How are you going to raise that child properly when you don't know too much about the world yourself? How did they get that far in the system? I don't know. They just, a lot of the students are like pushed through in terms of like, even if they fail their test or end of year exam or whatever, they still go to the next grade. That's what I've been hearing in terms of like that. They're pushed through the system to basically go to the next grade, even if they fail. Which sounds like a money-making thing for the school, I guess. They don't care if the students pass or not. They just are like, all right, go on to the next grade, go on to the next grade. That don't make sense. That don't make sense at all. Our priorities are skewed. Yeah, it is. It is. Because I think like the economy is bad, people are living difficult lives. A lot of people are in survival mode. That's really what it is. People are in survival mode where it's like, yo, they can't think of ways to thrive because they're constantly fighting for survival. There's a whole lot of problems to fix to get the country to thrive. That's the thing. Like even fixing the age of consent, that's one of the most easiest things to fix. Just raise the age. Just raise the age. Yeah, I can't either, Gregory. I can't. I can't see it. I can't see it being a good thing. And I don't understand how they got it to be 16. At minimum, it should be 18. Minimum, in my opinion, anyways. I know some countries have it lower than 16, which don't make no damn sense. But hey, if that's what they want, that's what they want. That's exactly true. Yep, they're not focused on education. They are not. They don't see the value in it. That's one of the main problems as well. They don't see the value in a good education most of the time. They will go through the school system because they have to, and then they just turn to other means of making income. Because, for example, if you, as a youth in the ghetto, right, you go into school and everything, and you see like the scammers making money, making a lot of money, you're not going to take your education seriously. You're going to make friends with the scammers, and you're going to get into what they're getting into, right? You're going to get into dealing with bad company, doing bad things. If you see them selling drugs and they're making money that way without an education, then yeah, that's where the youths are gonna go. It's the money that's incentivizing them, and the little bit of work, and the lack of a, I guess, proper justice system to solve and deter people from crime. There's a lot of that. That's not happening. So, yeah. Hello. I can't pronounce that name. Wanisto? Hi. So yeah, there's a lot of that. It's the major persons of our nation's development, both socially and lack of education. Lack of education. When I say education, I don't mean just like academia, right? I mean in terms of skills, in terms of knowing how to deal with finances, handling money, and a whole lot of other things. Because if we were more educated as a country, I think we would be a lot better off, because people start to understand the broader concepts of life and building a more positive country together. But then the politicians have no need to push for better education, because it's easier to control people who are not as smart or as educated. And the politicians want control. So they're not going to push education down the throats of people who don't want it. There's no benefit to the politicians for that. They just want to get paid, hold the position of power. Few want to better the country. That's what I think anyways. And then there's a whole level of corruption when you talk about politicians and government, but I'm not gonna get into that. I think he has been 16 for like the longest time. I don't think he's ever been above anything but 16. Yeah, I think it's always been 16. Yet they don't understand, and I don't know why they're keeping it at 16. I think there's only like maybe one politician pushing for it to change. The Rasta dude, what's his name? Damian Crawford. I think Damian Crawford was talking about having it changed some time ago, like probably a few months ago, which I agree with. I agree with him. They should push the age limit for consent to be higher. Yeah, I will, more than likely. About the age of consent thing, I probably will do a video on that in the future. Yeah, but here's the thing, a lot of them are in that survival mode, as I mentioned. They're in that survival mode where it's like, all right, if they don't value education and they get kicked out of school, they can't find a good job. Let's say they have impregnated somebody, right? Their kid is on the way or born already. They're in survival mode. They are going to do whatever it takes to take care of them and their kid. And if that means selling drugs and weed and whatever and scamming and all of that, they're gonna do it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it should be justified. I'm saying I understand why they're doing it half the time. The ones who cannot do better will not do better. And the ones who can do better sometimes choose not to do better. Because it's easier. Corrupt politicians are a disgrace. Yeah, that's true, but there are corrupt politicians everywhere. Everywhere. So it's not exactly easy to get rid of, I guess. Okay, I'm getting tired. Any final questions before I go? It is after 10 and I am going to rest my eyes. I am tired. It's been a long day. No final questions? Alright. So, thank you everybody for stopping by and chatting with me. It's been a fun stream. What can be done to mitigate the negative effects of poverty in Jamaica? Get rid of some of the poverty. Get rid of some of the poverty. And a lot of that has to do with education, innovation, and just better morals, and fatherless homes should decrease as well, because a lot of these men, they impregnate the women and then just disappear, and the child grows up without a father figure in the home, and that leads to crime and all kinds of stuff. It's a long list of problems, honestly. It's a long list of problems. The government is not putting anything in place for the youths after they leave school. I feel so bad for all those kids that have all those subjects. Yeah, there's that as well. There's not enough opportunities for the people who have graduated and have their qualifications and subjects and all of that. They don't have proper systems set up, and if they do, they don't pay well enough to prevent brain drain in that aspect. They're not rewarding enough, because if you get, let's say, a nursing degree, right, working as a nurse out here is nothing compared to like working as a nurse in America or Canada or wherever nurses are needed, you know. Same thing for doctors or anything in the medical field. You get paid so much more if you just leave the island and do that. So a lot of the people ask, why am I staying if I'm not getting paid enough? If I have like a medical degree and I'm struggling to make ends meet, then why don't I just leave and, you know, get paid better elsewhere? So brain drain is a part of the problem, and the government not setting up the youths for success is another part of the problem. Yep, I know so many people who graduate with a degree and just end up working in the call centers. That's it's horrible. All right, Nastasia. Thank you for stopping by. All right, everyone. Peace. Have a good night. Take care. Thank you for joining again. Bye bye.